आदिल रुकना आगे मतलब Can we have one picture over here? All of
Namaste, Namaste, welcome and very good evening to all our distinguished dignitaries, esteemed guests, senior officials, donor families, my dear colleagues and all those who have joined us on various online platforms. On behalf of Apollo Hospitals, Navi, Mumbai, मैं डॉक्टर स्तुति आप सभी का इस महान अवसर पे नतमस्तक होकर स्वागत करती हूँ. Respected guests, today's event is a tribute to the kindness, compassion and act of the greatest service by the organ donors who have given the gift of life to others. Their noble act has not only saved lives, brought solace to families in times of distress, but has also united communities in hope and support. Their courage and compassion inspires us all to be better versions of ourselves. They are the real heroes of humanity. I request, sir, and various officials to please light the lamp. sir. Let us now observe 2 minutes silence in honor of these compassionate and brave souls.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Dear souls, thank you for being the shining examples of love and humanity that the world so desperately needs. हम सब किसी न किसी जिंदगी बदलने की शक्ति रखते हैं. यह सिखाने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. I would now request our Regional CEO, Western Region Apollo Hospitals, Mr. Santosh Marathe, to please felicitate and extend a warm welcome to our dignitaries. We have with us Honorable Shri Rajesh Narvikar ji, Commissioner, Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation, and Honorable Shri Milind Barambe, Commissioner of Police, Navi Mumbai. Thank you for gracing the occasion, sir. I request Marathe sir to please address the gathering.
Namaskar. Thank you for gracing the occasion, Narvikar Sahib, Bambari Sahib, in terms of the overall activity. Transplant program is something which Apollo is very proud about. Very recently, you must have seen in news that Apollo Hospital Group, Pan India, has completed almost 23,000 transplants from the day of inception. Apollo has been in place serving people and community of India for more than 4 decades, 40 years of our experience. The overall transplant program has evolved over a period of time. And over this period of time, Apollo has started contributing almost 12% of the transplants which are done in India are contributed by Apollo. Our hospital is relatively a smaller, newer one in the overall setup. We are a 500-bedded hospital. And within a short period of time, Apollo Navi Mumbai has also completed 535 transplants in the campus over here in terms of the overall activity. Almost 20% has been contributed through cadaver donation. So the reason why we have come together today is a short acknowledgement and a overall gratitude that we needed to offer to the families. It's a remarkable cause that all the families have undertaken to ensure that this kind of cadaver transplant happens in the hospital. And as we all understand, one cadaver donation can lead to multiple saving of lives, which is very important cause in terms of the overall activities. And as you must be aware, recently the Prime Minister of India also has launched and initiated a program to have a pan-India single list. Up till now, state to state, domiciliary status was not transferable for transplants. So very recently that change has been undertaken by the Prime Minister's office, which is a very welcome gesture, so that people from one state can be transplanted in any other state wherever that compatible organ is available. So this is one of the remarkable journey. And as we all understand, transplant program is a very complicated and a comprehensive program. Apollo Navi Mumbai does lot of outbound transplants also. We have 8 centers where the liver team goes, conducts the liver transplant over there, and complicated cases are brought over here. Similar is the approach what we do for kidney transplant. Similar is the approach that we do for heart transplant out there. The team, again, there are senior leadership teams. Most of them are sitting on the dais over here. We are blessed and fortunate to have very senior clinicians who are leading our liver program, our kidney transplant program, and our heart transplant program. But as we all understand, it's a team effort. The transplant team requires not only the surgeons, which is an important backbone of the overall working, but also there are a host of other multiple elements of clinicians who are required. There is the anesthesia team, there is an intensivist team who takes the post-operative care, there is an emergency department who acts as a gatekeeper for welcoming those kind of cases which come in emergency in the hospital. And more importantly, there are the nursing staff, the technicians, who are also equally important. Another important contributor and stakeholder to the transplant program are medical social worker. The counseling part for the family members and the patient himself or herself is also of equal importance. We are proud of the kind of work that our consultants have put across together, and that's the reason where people cannot reach Apollo Navi Mumbai. We are reaching out to the people. So there are this 8 or 10 transplant programs that we are running in Maharashtra, and the number will continue to grow. So once again, thank you very much for taking your precious time and coming over here for this noble cause. And I really appreciate the honorable guest to have come in to gracing the occasion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I take the opportunity and welcome once again Shri Rajesh Narvikar ji to please say a few words.
Namaskar. Honorable Police Commissioner Navi Mumbai Bharambe sir, Dr. Marathi, Dr. Shingote, and all eminent doctors here on the dais, eminent doctors of the dais, staff of Apollo, and my brothers and sisters. It's a great occasion for me to be here for this organ donation Felicitation program arranged by Apollo. I think this is one of the biggest achievement. And just now what Dr. Marathi said, कि Apollo Hospital has done most of the, almost 12% of the transplant operations throughout India. So it's a great contribution from Apollo to the society. I think our organ donation is a very necessary thing now in society, but people are still not thinking of donation because of some misconceptions, and these type of awareness programs can create some kind of awareness among the citizen. And being Municipal Commissioner of Navi Mumbai, I am very happy that Apollo Hospital is doing this great work in my jurisdiction. In the morning when I was going through some figures of organ transplant, I could see only in India, as per WHO, only 0.01% donation is being done till today, and only 3% are registered donors in India. For kidney transplant, per year, the requirement is 1.5 to 2 lakh people require kidney transplant, and only 4% of people can get the kidney for transplantation. Same with liver, around 80,000 patients require liver transplant, only 1,800 people can get it. I have gone through this trauma when my own brother-in-law was looking for a liver transplant, but he was the only son to his parents, and his parents were quite old, so he could not get his liver transplanted, and because of that he is now no more. So this type of tragedy everybody must have seen in their families or nearby within their surroundings in their society. But even then, just now I was making confession to Dr. Marathe that today I was thinking while coming here, why till today even I have not thought about filling a form of organ donation, because still I have some misconceptions, or maybe I have not given a thought on that. But today, being here as a part of this program, I am very happy, and very happy to see the family members present here today, whose family members have willingly donated their organs. And I am very thankful to Apollo, since they have organized such a program today to recognize their contribution to the society and keeping another person alive in the society. So I once again thank Apollo for arranging such a pious program of Felicitation and making some kind of awareness about organ donation in Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation area. And also thanks for giving me this opportunity to attend this program. Thank you very much.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। अब मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ श्री मिलिंद बारंबे जी को कि वो अपनी भावनाएं हमारे साथ बांटें।
मंचावर उपस्थित श्री नार्वेकर साहेब, डॉक्टर मराठे, ऑल डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट्स ऑन द डेज, आणि जितकेही डॉक्टर्स, फॅकल्टीज, स्टाफ आणि डोनर्सचे फॅमिलीज आहेत, त्या सर्वांना माझा नमस्कार. इट इज इंडीड अ व्हेरी नोबल कॉज टू डोनेट an organ. मेडिकल फ्रॅटर्निटीमध्ये जसं जसं डेव्हलपमेंट होत चाललेली आहे, आयुष्मानसुद्धा वाढत चाललेलं आहे. मेडिकल फ्रॅटर्निटी अतोनात प्रयत्न करत आहे सातत्याने की आपण लोकांचे जीव कशा पद्धतीने वाचवू शकतो. परंतु ज्या वेळेला ऑर्गन फेल्युअरच होतं त्यावेळेला ही नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजी ट्रान्सप्लांटच्या स्वरूपामध्ये निर्माण झालेली आहे आणि त्याच्यामधले तज्ज्ञ निर्माण होत आहेत. खूप आनंद वाटला की याला जो प्रतिसाद मिळण्याची जी गती आहे, कारण मला आठवतं 2016 मध्ये काहीतरी फर्स्ट चेन्नईचं ट्रान्सप्लांट झालं होतं, काहीतरी पहिलं मार्च 2016 मध्ये, बिकॉज आय वॉज जॉईंट सीपी ट्रॅफिक इन मुंबई ॲट दॅट टाइम. अँड आय डिस्टिंक्टली रिमेंबर one of the hospitals in Mumbai, they approached us also that they would like to do the same thing in Mumbai also, and they would seek help of traffic police for creating this kind of green corridor. आम्ही तात्काळ त्याला होकार दिला आणि येणाऱ्या 1 वर्षभरामध्ये जवळजवळ 100 पेक्षा अधिक ग्रीन कॉरिडॉर्स आम्ही मुंबईमध्ये क्रिएट केले. मुंबईची ट्रॅफिक आपल्याला सर्वांना कल्पना आहे, म्हणजे दॅट ट्रान्सप्लांट बऱ्याच वेळेला इल शेड्यूल्ड असतो. म्हणजे पीक आवर्सला, मॉर्निंग पीक आवर्स, इव्हनिंग पीक आवर्स, अशा वेळेला तो शेड्यूल्ड अनशेड्यूल्ड त्याची मूव्हमेंट असते. आणि अशा वेळेला लोकांमध्ये जनजागृती करून, पब्लिक अवेअरनेस वाढवून अख्ख्या मुंबई पोलिसांनी, फक्त ट्रॅफिक पोलिसांनीच नव्हे तर अख्ख्या मुंबई पोलिसांनी इतकं ते मनावर घेतलं होतं. आणि मला आठवतं की जवळजवळ मुंबईमध्ये ज्याची गती आपण जर नॉर्मल बघितलं तर ॲव्हरेज स्पीड वुड बी 10 to 15 km/h ॲव्हरेज स्पीड ड्युरिंग पीक आवर्स. आम्ही 1 किलोमीटर 1 मिनिटाला म्हणजे ऑलमोस्ट 60 km/h ॲव्हरेज स्पीडनी वी यूज टू गिव्ह वे टू दीज ॲम्ब्युलन्सेस. आणि लॉंग डिस्टन्सेस 20-25 किलोमीटर्स sometimes in very peak hours also we used to facilitate movements of these ambulances, of these organ transplant ambulances. तर I feel very proud to be part of that team which could do something in the awareness sector also, and the response of people was enormous. आय एम शुअर जे स्टॅटिस्टिक्स मला डॉक्टर मराठेंनी सांगितलं की अपोलो चेन ऑफ हॉस्पिटल्स अक्रॉस इंडिया दे कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट टू ऑलमोस्ट लाईक 12% ऑफ द ऑर्गन ट्रान्सप्लांट्स. आणि इट इज डेफिनेटली फक्त काही माझे प्रश्न स्वाभाविक होते त्याच्यामध्ये थोडंसं काही चिंता निर्माण करणारे पण काही प्रश्न आहेत जे मी पब्लिकली मांडू इच्छित नाही. परंतु अवेअरनेसच्या दृष्टिकोनातून निश्चितच मला असं वाटतं की ॲटलिस्ट आपल्या एका फॅमिली मेंबरला जर अशा प्रकारच्या ट्रान्सप्लांटची जर आवश्यकता आहे, ॲटलिस्ट किडनी अँड लिव्हर, तर त्याच्यामध्ये आपला अवेअरनेस हा कमी पडतो आहे. अवेअरनेस वाढत चाललं आहे. निश्चितच मी म्हटलं त्याप्रमाणे गेल्या 6-7 वर्षांमध्ये अवेअरनेस खूप वाढलेला आहे, परंतु तो अजून वाढावा, त्याची गती वाढावी. आणि जितकी ही वेटिंग क्यू आहे, म्हणजे आपण आता आकडे सांगितलेत नार्वेकर साहेबांनी, तर इट इज ऑलमोस्ट लाईक 10%. 18,000 असतील तर 1800 लोकांना मिळतं किंवा 4% लोकांनाच हार्ट मिळतं. सो दॅट वी रिअली नीड टू रिड्यूस, जेणेकरून जे सहजपणे शक्य आहे त्या गोष्टींचा अवेअरनेस आपल्या मार्फतीने वाढणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि अपोलो हॉस्पिटलचं याबद्दल निश्चितच मी अभिनंदन करू इच्छितो की अशा स्वरूपाच्या आणि ज्या लोकांनी अशा प्रकारचं, ज्या फॅमिलीजनी ऑलरेडी ट्रान्सप्लांटसाठी ऑर्गन डोनेट केलेलं आहे, त्यांचं मनापासून कौतुक आणि अभिनंदन की आपण एक आदर्श ठेवलेला आहे. ह्या जनरल चेहऱ्यांची प्रसिद्धी माझ्या मते जास्तीत जास्त समाजामध्ये व्हावी. इन पर्सन कॅम्प्सनी सुद्धा, सोशल मीडियाद्वारे सुद्धा जास्तीत जास्त प्रसिद्धी व्हावी, जेणेकरून त्याचे काही साईड इफेक्ट्स नाहीत. आणि आपली जी ॲडमिशनची जी प्रोसेस असते, हॉस्पिटल ॲडमिशनची, जर क्रिटिकल पेशंट असेल तर एक काउन्सिलिंग सेशन त्याच्या फॅमिलीसाठी निश्चित ठेवायला काही हरकत नाही, विथ अ फॉर्म रेडीली अवेलेबल फॉर देम इन केस ऑफ एनी. इट माइट नॉट बी रिक्वायर्ड ॲट दॅट टाइम, बट ही इज अवेअर, ही इज ॲटलिस्ट मेंटली प्रिपेअर्ड की जर अशा प्रकारची इव्हेंच्युअलिटी आली तर वी आर रेडी फॉर दिस. तर तशा स्वरूपाचे काही SOP मध्ये आपण आफ्टर ड्यू डिलिजन्स जर आपण इनकॉर्पोरेट करू शकला तर दॅट मे बी हेल्पफुल इन गेटिंग अ येस फ्रॉम द फॅमिली मेंबर्स. मुंबई पोलीस म्हटलं त्याप्रमाणे नवी मुंबई पोलीससुद्धा ज्या वेळेला हाक दिलेली आहे, नवी मुंबई पोलिसांनी सुद्धा आपल्या परीने जी काही याच्यामध्ये कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन करू शकतो ते कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन केलेलं आहे. सो बी इट मुंबई पोलीस, महाराष्ट्र पोलीस, नवी मुंबई पोलीस, वी आर ऑल कमिटेड टू दिस कॉज. आणि जे काही आमच्याकडून शक्य आहे दॅट विल सर्टनली कीप डुईंग. अजूनही काही असतील आमच्यासाठी जर काही तसे इश्यूज तर डू फ्लॅग इट टू अस, विल सर्टनली टेक इट फॉरवर्ड. मला या ठिकाणी बोलवून आपल्याशी संवाद साधण्याची संधी दिल्याबद्दल मी आभार मानतो आणि आपल्याला शुभेच्छा देतो. जय हिंद.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद sir. Thank you so much. I would again request our dignitaries to please felicitate the families who have come for the support. I'll call out the names. Pardon me in case I misspell any name. Family of Mr. Mahipal Singh Bhatia, who have donated the organ in 2016 and have joined us from Kamote. Family of Mrs. Minakshi Satpute from Nerul, donated organ in 2017. Family of Mrs. Minakshi. Family of Mrs. Kirti Tayade from Kamote, donated in 2017. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Family of Mrs. Sarojini Ayappan from Nerul, donated in 2018. Family of Mrs. Rekha, donated organ in 2018. So look at the camera, please. Family of Mr. Dinesh Kotak, who have joined us from Panvel and have donated in 2019. Late Mr. Dinesh Kotak. Family of Mr. Ajay Kainur from Khopoli, donation of organ done in 2019. Please welcome family of Mr. Ankush Thonde from Pavai, organ donation in 2019. Family of Mrs. Veena Javle from Khargar, donation of organ in 2019. Also please welcome family of Mrs. Rufina Mascarenis, organ donated in 2020. Please welcome family of Mrs. Veenu Agarwal, joined us from Pavai, donated the organ in 2021. Also, please welcome family of Mr. Gajendra Madhvi from Gothivali, who have donated the organ in 2022. Family of Mrs. Manjushri Manjre, organ donated in 2019. हाँ? सबका मतलब? अच्छा,
सबका नाम बोल।
हाँ।
रेखा गंगर करके ऐड।
Gangar. Also, please welcome family of Mrs. Rekha Gangar, organ donated in the year 2018. The others who could not join us were families of Mr. Chetan Taylor, Mrs. Snehlata Shetgane, Mrs. Sushma Kulkarni. Family of Mr. Chetan, if you're there, please come on stage. They have donated the organ in the year 2017. Also, if present, families of Mrs. Anadhishri Thevendra, Mr. Akshay Nandakumar, Mr. Amit Dinde, Mrs. Nabha Kadkikar, and Mr. Varun Sanand. If you're there, then please come on stage. Thank you to all the families. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We also have a video message from Dr. Sujata Patwardhan. Madam is Director of Regional cum State Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, also known as Roto Soto. So let us see the message.
On the auspicious for Organization Day in Apollo Hospital. I was very eager to attend the same, and but because we are also having our own celebrations at KM Hospital, I won't be able to come to Apollo Hospital. But Apollo Hospital, along with another few hospitals in Mumbai and then another leader in Catapult Hospital, and their entire management and their entire transplant team is always supportive of me and Dr. Soto, and we are extremely thankful for their participation, and you will be happy to know that we have received as Maharashtra the best photo in India, and this award we have been receiving since the year 2018. We are doing good work. This year the number of donors is very less, and probably we need to think about what is to be done. I had an idea that each transplant hospital needs to adopt at least 5 to 6 hospitals in their territory and educate them about the resident how to maintain and hand-holding as a parent-child relationship. So we definitely look forward that Apollo also take forward this module, and we may be able to do a few more donations. All the best for today's program, and thank you.
It's my honor to welcome a relative of Mrs. Rufina who would like to express some views and some feelings. with all of us. Mrs. Rufina Mascarenas, anybody from your family would like to? Thank you so much, ma'am. May I know your name, please?
Russell.
Miss Russell.
Thank you. I'm daughter of Rufina Mascarenas, and we lost her because of brain hemorrhage, and we did not know, like, it was just so sudden. I really feel, organ donors are very special people. And this is not just one day that you have been decided for being an organ donor. It takes years of being so special in life. And my mother was one of them, very special. All throughout her life, she was immensely very beautiful hearted. I can just tell you one example. I remember one small child had fell, and I was in maybe 5th standard or something. And it was a labor's child, very filthy and naak beh rahi thi. My mother was the only one who just ran and she grabbed him. So my mother always used to take care of little children, and she used to not worry about anything else about the society. She's been an amazing person. So we are Christians, okay, and we have this confessions. So my sister used to tell her, ki, what are you going to confess? There are confessions now. So my mother used to say, I don't know what to say. And I used to really think, is there anything that my mother can give, There's nothing that she does wrong. How can a mother do anything wrong, is what I feel. They always think about their daughters. They think of the husband, their parents. There is no sin or anything wrong that a woman does or a mother does. And my mother was the chosen one. So we have lost her in a very glorified way, I can say. But it gives me peace from within that I know she's breathing through someone. And someone has having that, has a life. Those 4 people have life. And those family have life because of my mother. So this gives me peace. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy for being, for my mother to be honored over here. And also, thank you, Apollo Hospital, for remembering my mother, for honoring her. My mother has always made me proud, and in so many ways, since my childhood. And thank you very much. We have been to other hospitals also for my mother. And when we came over here to Apollo Hospital, I could feel the difference. You need to have empathy towards your patients. I'm from a science professional, from the same profession. So I'm from Tata Memorial Hospital. Used to work over there. And I actually took cancer diagnostics because I was very worried that my mother can have cancer. So all my life I dedicated to cancer diagnostics. But I lost my mother because of some other reason, not because of cancer. She never had cancer, but I was always very skeptical. I don't know why. I just thought, I'll be ready for her. So how much ever you are ready for someone's life, you cannot have any control about someone's life. So thank you very much for honoring. I really thank Apollo Hospital for remembering and honoring my mother. And I really saw that difference because the staff, the hospital, doctors, nurses were very, showed empathy to someone who was, losing her life. You need to have respect, those patients, and they respected my mother. They took care of her. My mother was looking beautiful. the way they took care of her. Thank you very much for all of it. Really appreciate it.
Mother continues to stay in multiple lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Your words really encourage us and they mean a lot to the families already present here, I'm sure. With this, I would like to call Dr. Jadhav, sir. Please, Dr. Sanjeev Jadhav, he is our consultant, CVTS, heart and lung transplant surgery. Sir, please share your thoughts.
Namaskar. Actually, as a doctor, as a surgeon, आता मिस रसेल जे सांगत होतात, I can completely relate to the emotions patients' relatives goes through when organ donation is there. म्हणजे ॲज अ डॉक्टर, ॲज अ सर्जन, आम्ही जेव्हा ऑर्गन काढत असतो त्या पेशंटमध्ये आमच्याही मनामध्ये बऱ्याच गोष्टी चालू असतात, पण फक्त डॉक्टरला दाखवता येत नाहीत. आम्ही समजू शकतो मिस रसेलचे ज्या इमोशन्स आहेत आणि बऱ्याच लोकांच्या मनामध्ये सुद्धा ह्या गोष्टी चालू असतील. आत्ता ऑगस्ट महिना ऑर्गन डोनेशन डे आहे आणि त्यानिमित्ताने तुम्ही सगळेजण आलात. भयंकर स्तुत्य उपक्रम आहे हा आणि ह्याच्याने ऑर्गन डोनेशनची जी चळवळ आहे त्याला खूप मोठी चालना मिळेल. आम्ही जेव्हा पहिलं हार्ट ट्रान्सप्लांट महाराष्ट्रातलं केलं त्याच्यानंतर 50 वर्षांनी पहिलं झालं होतं वेस्टर्न इंडियामध्ये आणि त्याच्यामुळे एका महिन्यात 3 झाली. म्हणजे ज्या गोष्टीला 50 वर्ष लागली व्हायला ते पहिल्या झाल्यानंतर ग्रीन कॉरिडॉरमुळे प्रचंड समाजामध्ये चेतना आली आणि 3 ऑर्गन डोनेशन झाले. मला एवढंच म्हणायचं की जे कोणी तुमचे लॉस्ट वन्स आहेत ते अजूनही जिवंत आहेत, ह्याच्यामध्येच आपण समाधान मानणं गरजेचं आहे. तर या निमित्ताने अपोलो हॉस्पिटलनी सुद्धा एक स्तुत्य उपक्रम राबवला आहे की ऑर्गन डोनेशनची प्लेज आमच्या सगळ्या कर्मचाऱ्यांकडनं घ्यायची आणि छान त्याला प्रतिसाद पण छान मिळाला आहे. तर तुमचे जे मार्गदर्शन, तुम्ही जे ऑर्गन डोनेशन केलं आहे त्याच्यामुळे समाजामध्ये नक्कीच फरक जाणवेल आणि भविष्यामध्ये कोणी वेटिंग लिस्टवर जास्त दिवस राहणार नाही अशी आपण अपेक्षा करू. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir. I also request Dr. Amol Kumar Patil, Senior Consultant, Urology, Uro-Oncology, Kidney Transplant and Robotic Surgery to address the gathering.
Good evening all. सबसे पहले तो the departed souls who has given the organs उनके लिए एक big salute and my heartfelt deepest condolences to the families. जैसे अभी सब लोगों ने बताया कि एक ऑर्गन से 7 लोग 8 लोग आराम से 6-7 लोग तो ऑर्गन देने के बाद उतना लोग आराम से उनका लाइफ का दोज हु आर ऑन द वेटिंग लिस्ट फॉर हार्ट, लीवर, किडनी, इवन स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन, पैनक्रियास, बहुत सारे ऐसे ऑर्गन्स हैं जो हम दे सकते हैं और उसकी वजह से 7-8 लोगों का डेफिनेटली भला हो सकता है. अभी कमिश्नर साहब ने बताया, पुलिस कमिश्नर साहब ने, एनएमसी कमिश्नर साहब ने जो बताया कि इतना ऑर्गन का वेटिंग लिस्ट है फिर भी मीन्स हम लोग कितना कर सकते हैं बिकॉज अवेयरनेस नहीं है. और आज का जो हम ये उपक्रम कर रहे हैं अपोलो हॉस्पिटल बेसिकली अवेयरनेस के लिए कर रहे हैं. मोर देन अवेयरनेस वी वांटेड टू गिव अ मीन्स द ग्रेटिट्यूड वी वांट टू एक्सप्रेस टू द फैमिलीज हुज फैमिलीज हैव कम फॉरवर्ड बिकॉज जब ब्रेन डेथ पेशेंट है वो खुद तो कंसेंट नहीं दे पा रहा है. इट इज़ इमोशनली वेरी डिफिकल्ट आई अंडरस्टैंड फॉर द फैमिली टू टेक अ कंसेंट ऑन हिज बिहाफ. सोशल वर्कर हमको बताते हैं कभी कभी सर कैसा हुआ ये, वो सब चीज़ें फैमिलीज आके फॉरवर्ड वो डिसीजन लेना आज हम समझ सकते हैं कितना डिफिकल्ट रहता है. इट इज़ नॉट दैट यू आर नॉट टेकिंग कंसेंट ऑन योर ओन बिकॉज देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल इन्वॉल्व. कितना फैमिली मेम्बर्स है तो डेफिनेटली यू पीपल हैव डन अ ग्रेटेस्ट जॉब इन द वर्ल्ड. आई विल से कि ऑर्गन डोनेशन जो है 2 लाख किडनी की ज़रूरत है एंड वी आर डूइंग कैडावर ट्रांसप्लांट से खाली 700 से 800 इंडिया में 700 to 800 ट्रांसप्लांट्स आर डूइंग. नो डाउट वी आर डूइंग 8,000 to 10,000 किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट इन द एंटायर इंडिया बट दे आर ऑल लिविंग अगेन. कैडावर ट्रांसप्लांट में बहुत पीछे हम लोग, कैडावर ट्रांसप्लांट में बहुत आगे जाने की ज़रूरत है. तो इसलिए मैं आप सबको रिक्वेस्ट भी करूँगा कि आप भी इसका अवेयरनेस थोड़ा और
ऑर्गन डोनेशन के बाद में बॉडी को कुछ ऐसे मिथ्स है कि ऐसे करेंगे वैसे कुछ भी नहीं रहता है, सेम ही रहता है. सो इतना ही मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि और ऑर्गन डोनेशन का अवेयरनेस बढ़ना चाहिए एंड और डोनेशंस होना चाहिए. थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Akshay Chalani, our consultant and critical care specialist and medical advisor. So please come to the stage and say a few words.
Dignitaries on the dais and my respected colleagues and seniors. We are really privileged to have you here. I have my deep gratitude to all the families whose members have donated the organ. And trust me, it's not very easy. Nobody likes to talk about the person who is dying. Nevertheless, we don't talk about our death. So I know what situation you went through. So we really appreciate that. And trust me, you are the people who thought that something positive when everything was negative. You are the people who thought that you might gain something when you are at the most crucial point of time, when you are in the most pain. You thought of positivity at that point of time. We really appreciate that. And taking forward what my previous speaker had said, it's very difficult to take a decision actually. So those who all are gathered here, what I can request them or what I can tell them basically, you just make a wish, or you just make sometimes it's possible that you are intentionally or intentionally you don't make a wish, or you don't put some documents, you don't write something. So just trust me, when we are in the ICU, we talk to the relatives, it's very difficult for those people to take a decision on your behalf. So what I mean to say, either you pledge your organ or whatever you want to do, just do it. So just don't keep a burden to take a decision for your family members at that point of time when they are running emotionally very high, they are in the distress. That are the few things which I wanted to tell you. And giving organ, you have changed somebody's life, but at the same time it will make a significant impact in the society and community. At least people are aware that something is happening, people are donating. So it's not only one life, you are giving life to one person, but at the same time you are sensitizing the whole community, so that will have a positive impact in the future. And whenever we receive organ donation, whenever we receive organ or whenever we receive the donation, our responsibility again goes high. It will certainly impact us, it will give it, we appreciate that you appreciate our action in a better way, and it will give us more idea, not enthusiasm, but it will just enlighten us our resolve to continue this organ donation drive. Once again, I thank you all family members for coming here, spending your time, and I again pledge whoever wish, just make a consent or wish to donate the organ in the future. That's all from my side, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please welcome on stage Dr. Nitin Jagasia, our lead consultant, emergency and critical care medicine.
Thank you. I don't have really much more other than to repeat what we've all here for. So just shortly, thank you very much to everyone who's here. And we just need to spread the word. Akshay absolutely correctly said, one organ will sensitize the whole community, and the more it spreads, the more we can look after each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshay sir. I would now request Dr. Ravi Shankar, our Joint Director, Medical Services, to please give the vote of thanks.
I really thank all the dignitaries who have spared their time, especially Mr. Navrekar, the NMMC Commissioner, and Mr. Bhamre, the Police Commissioner, Navi, Mumbai, who have spared time from their busy schedule and have come here to felicitate everyone. And everybody else, consultants, the hospital staff who have come and participated in this program. But most of all, I want to thank all of you, the family of the donors who have taken time out and effort to come here. और आप सब लोग जैसा कि पता है कि आपके नियर एंड डियर वंस अब नहीं रहे, लेकिन उनने जो ऑर्गन डोनेट किया है, सो आपके रिलेटिव्स का एक अंश अभी भी जीवित है उनके शरीर में, और आप देख सकते हैं कि उन्होंने कितने पुण्य का काम किया। ये बहुत बड़ा दिल चाहिए होता है आप लोगों के लिए ये कमिट करना कि हाँ, ये हमारे रिलेटिव का अभी ऑर्गन डोनेट कर सकते हैं। लेकिन आप सब ने ये काम किया है और पूरे सोसाइटी को आप लोगों ने प्रेरित किया है कि आगे बढ़ के और इस पुण्य के कार्य में हिस्सा लें। जैसा कि पहले बताया गया कई डिग्निटरीज के द्वारा कि केवल 4% ऑर्गन्स जो हैं वो डोनेट हो रहे हैं जितनी हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट है यहाँ बाकी ऑर्गन्स की मरीज़ों में। और आप सब लोगों ने जो भी काम किया है वो बाकी सोसाइटी को प्रेरित करता है कि आगे आएँ और इस तरह का अपना ऑर्गन प्लेज करें और ऑर्गन डोनेशन में हिस्सा लें। धन्यवाद, थैंक यू वेरी मच। नाउ वी ऑल्सो हैव प्रोफेसर दरायश मिर्जा who has just joined us. He is our lead liver transplant surgeon, and I would like to welcome him on the stage as well. Please.
So please share a few words. Thank you, sir.
I just want to say I'm extremely sorry for being late, but we were in theatre with the case is still going on. So I do please accept my sincere apologies. I'm very grateful to everybody to have made this afternoon, because this afternoon is so important for transplantation. This hospital started in 2016, and even before we got a license for transplantation, I don't know if somebody's covered this or no, before we got a license for transplantation, we had an organ donor in this hospital, which has probably not happened very often in the Mumbai hospital. So that was a big step in the right direction. We faced quite a few hurdles over the COVID period, and the organ donation numbers went down. But we are slowly picking up now. We remain very grateful. There are one or two familiar faces here in the audience. We remain very grateful to the families of the donors who have, in times of extreme difficulty, made a difficult decision. Now, that decision has obviously helped lots of patients, but I am hopeful also that it may have helped those families as well, because at least they may find that in very difficult times when they suddenly lose a loved one, that you have the solace that their death was not in vain, and that they have donated their organs to help other people. We are improving in India. There's a long way to go. Where I have spent the last 30 years in the UK, we have an organ donation rate of between 25 and 30 per million. So in a country of 65 million people in the UK, we have 1,000 donors a year. Okay? Comparatively speaking, in India, with 1.5 billion, if those numbers could be translated, we would have many organs than we ever need. Unfortunately, we only have very few. Our organ donation rate is about 0.5 to 0.6, so 1/50th of what is there in places like the UK, and 1/100th of what is there in places like Spain and some parts of America and some parts of Belgium. So we have a huge gap. The other thing people need to know is that if you've got bad liver disease or bad heart disease or bad kidney disease, you have to wait for a donor organ. With livers and with kidneys, at least we can go to family members. But it is still not a good. It's a big operation to do a donation from a living family member. It is much better for society if you can use the organs from someone who has recently deceased. So those are the two very important messages. Extreme gratitude to the families who have donated and to the system that has allowed that to happen. And secondly, to just think of organ donation and to talk about organ donation whenever you discuss things at home. So we have discussed in our family if something was to happen to one of us, because the events are very sudden, that we think of that. You can sign up to it, you can pledge, there's lots of ways to do it, but more important, just talk to people. That's all. Thank you very much, and I'm really grateful for today.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, I invite all of you to please come to the stage and let us have a complete picture, a photograph. Please. All of you, please. हो गया? तो मैंने क्या बोला? All of you.
हाँ वही लोग बैठे हैं और सोसाइटी वरुण सर हैं
हाँ वरुण
उनको देना है तो पूछ लीजिए.
All the donor families, especially, please come on the stage.